Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, guess who put on a massive short once again? Let's talk about what was revealed today, a $1.6 billion short on the entire market from none other than Michael Burry. So, should we watch out? Is Bitcoin going to get rocked? Let's talk about this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, it was reported today. I'm just going to jump right in. It was reported today that Michael J Burry, he took a 1.6 billion short against S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100. Okay, now he didn't do it right away. I mean, he didn't do it like today. He actually did it at end of June. So it's been almost a couple of months. Okay, so obviously Michael Burry, he's known for his short against the housing bubble, and actually made him a lot of money, right? Obviously, that was back in 2008, I believe, right? And of course, there's a movie made about him, and he's gained a lot of popularity, right? But since then till now, he's made a lot of bad calls, okay? Sometimes on crypto too. Sometimes they're so bad that he would actually just remove his tweets and shut down his account altogether. Like, there's times where he deactivated his Twitter account because he was so wrong on something and he didn't want to hear everyone get on him. So, I mean, it's been a while since he had a really good call. But again, this is supposedly 93% of his portfolio. So he's very confident about this move. 93%. Imagine you took 93% of your portfolio and shorted a market with it. Okay? So is he right this time around? Right? There are a few analysts, financial gurus out there that does think that the U.S. economy is going to see worse days. I don't know. I just don't see it. I cover the news. I look at economic data with you guys every single day for such a long time. I've listened to all the FOMC meetings with Powell, right? Been studying and putting it all together, and it does not seem that bad. In fact, I think in 2024, we're actually going to see a really good year. Obviously, the opposite of what Michael Burry thinks. So we will see who is correct. But this was revealed today. Obviously, you got to pay attention. When someone puts on a $1.6 billion short, you know, you have to take notice, right? And then you have to go back and reanalyze your thesis. Are you wrong? Did you miss something? Is this person crazy, or is he actually a genius, right? So you have to pay attention, obviously. But again, I just don't see what he sees. Now, there's one thing that came out that maybe relates to this. Something that no one is looking at, and that has to do with bonds. Supposedly, the bond market is flashing warning signs, okay? And again, I'm not a bond expert, so I don't know why it would be flashing warning signs, right? Again, bonds are related to basically the dollar, and the dollar, of course, we know is still being manipulated by the Fed. There's going to be more that will be printed now that we up the debt ceiling, right? And, you know, the dollar is affected by other global currencies. This morning I mentioned about the yen and the ruble, both suffering, right? The Chinese yuan also not doing good. I mean, it's a very complicated, integral kind of system that's all related, right? But still, I don't know, there's some warnings, right? I don't know what it is. But what I do know is this. When you have serious doubts about fiat, about bonds, about governments, about central banks, about inflation, overprinting, crashes, right? What you turn to is Bitcoin. That's what I do know, okay? That thesis will never change for me. In fact, it's funny on CNBC here. Joe Squawk was talking to the former SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, talking about bonds and Bitcoin. Right? Let's play this real quick because I think that he says he's half joking and Bitcoin. But honestly, it's not really a joke. It's actually legit financial advice, even though he would say it's not financial advice. Let's play this.
From such a different generation. Should she be? She's got plenty of time. She's young. Should she be thinking about buying 4% bonds, or would you recommend she buy some Bitcoin, Jay? I mean, what would you tell Kelly Evans to do at this point?
What would I tell Kelly Evans? Diversify. That's what I would say. Diversify.
I'm kidding when I say don't buy a 2-year note, buy Bitcoin. Sort of kidding. I'm sort of kidding, but as you know.
Let's be clear.
Okay, so that's all I want to play. He's sort of kidding, but he's not. Really, I don't think he's kidding. Because Joe has been covering Bitcoin for quite some time. Actually, for many times on his show, he would fight against all the bears, right? I think he gets it. I really do think he gets it. So that's all I know is whenever there's fear, whenever there's distrust, and whenever people want to opt out of current conditions, Bitcoin is the best way to do it. Bitcoin is the best way to do it. So we'll see if Michael Burry, if he hits once again, or he is going to be wiped out this time around. He put 93% of his net worth into this. I don't know when it's going to expire. If he set it for 1 year, 6 months, 5 years, we don't know. We don't know the terms of his short, right? And he did, it wasn't disclosed like at what strike price, there's a lot of missing details, but still, it's a lot of money, and he may just lose it all with this one bet, right? So we will see. Now, there's something else that's very exciting that a lot of people missed out on, and that is Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, its conversion to a Bitcoin ETF. This comes even before ARK invests their own spot Bitcoin ETF. Okay, now they are in a lawsuit against the SEC. So because of that, there may be a chance that, this gets delayed, right? Because of that, because the SEC doesn't want to lose faith or face in this matter, right? But that's actually tomorrow. That's actually tomorrow. That would be their third or fourth deadline. Okay. Obviously, the SEC can outright deny it or just say they need more time. And then the final deadline will be in October. But if you think about it, what better company than Grayscale is suited to have the very first Bitcoin spot ETF? The answer is no one, because they hold 650,000 Bitcoins, right? So they're best suited for it if you think about it. But again, is the SEC and Gary going to allow this to happen while they're in a lawsuit with them? I don't know. Maybe they allow it and then the lawsuit goes away. But I doubt it's going to be that simple. But this is something to pay attention to. Maybe tomorrow, we're going to get the very first Bitcoin spot ETF, or we just have to wait a couple more months, right? So we'll see. But there's a couple other things I want to show you about Bitcoin. Supply and demand. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, you have diminishing supply, increasing demand, and what does that lead to? Well, it leads to Bitcoin's price going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, right? It's really that simple. Now, there are short-term charts that show that Bitcoin will actually go much higher than anticipated this year. In fact, according to Stock Money Lizards, he thinks that Bitcoin could actually see a new high even in 2023. Now, I think that's a little bit too fast. But if you look at it too, they look very, very similar, right? Fractal patterns. You can't trust it completely. Sometimes you just find similar patterns. But this is very, very similar. Okay. But regardless, okay, just know that Bitcoin always does its thing, continues to move forward. Nothing has outperformed Bitcoin, not even close. Okay, this is the reason why Bitcoin is still arguably the best hedge against inflation. The naysayers will always look at the down years. They refuse to look at the overall picture. Okay, Bitcoin is up roughly 75% this year. Annualized, it's about 150% gain since the beginning. And since the beginning, Bitcoin has gone up 9.6 million %. Okay, I think that's right. Yes, 9.6% since 2011. Just think about that for a second. 9.6 million %. How does that compare to anything else like NASDAQ 100, which has done pretty well, 691%. Okay, that's obviously pretty good. But still, 691% versus 9.6 million %, big difference, right? This is why we stick with Bitcoin through thick and thin, because we want to let the gains come to us, right? It's really that simple. Just kind of give you guys a reminder of the astronomical gains that Bitcoin has given us, and it's not anywhere close of being done, right? So, want to start out with that. Now, there is something else that a lot of you guys are looking forward to, and something else that a lot of you guys are sick of hearing about, and that's SHIB. SHIB, during ETH Toronto, which is already ongoing, right? Whoever the lead developer is going to announce Shibarium, and it is going to go live, right? Even KuCoin is saying that it's sometime between the next 2 days, okay? Expected time 15th, 16th, I don't know if it's tonight, tomorrow, whatever. It's going to launch. So a lot of SHIB guys have been waiting a long time for this to happen. So will we see SHIB and Bone skyrocket afterwards? Will we see 1 million dApps come on board, right? It's too early to tell right now, but there has been millions of SHIB burnt ahead of Shibarium launch. Okay, a ton of SHIB has been burning, right? And you also have a ton of whales that are buying. So a lot of people are very, very excited about Shibarium. So we will see what happens when it lists. Probably the effect won't be that immediate, okay? Even though it seems like it's going to go to the moon, right afterwards. But usually when the new L2 comes out, just like Coinbase's base, it's not like everyone's on top already. It takes time to build, right? But supposedly one of the very first tokens that is set to launch on Shibarium already launched on an exchange, BitGet, right? BitGet already launched something called Bad Idea AI, which is a very anticipated Shibarium token. So, I mean, it seems like full steam ahead. SHIB will get Shibarium, a layer 2, and this will be coming out in the next few days. Okay. Lastly, 2 other things crypto related. Number 1 is, if you're in Canada, I guess you should welcome this. Coinbase is launching in Canada today. They're like the only exchange really that's I don't know, happy about this. I think a couple others have been shunned away from Canada, including Binance. But Coinbase says new leadership, new payment rails, new regulatory milestones, and 200 local employees. So if you're in Canada, now you can use Coinbase. I thought Coinbase already existed, but maybe it's I don't know. They're just doing revamp or something. I don't know. But you could use now Coinbase in Canada. And then lastly, we know SBF is being sent to jail right now, but supposedly he spent $100 million in user funds and campaign contributions to both Democrats and Republicans to influence cryptocurrency regulation. This is the reason why, okay, he broke the rules of his bail. That's why he was sent to jail finally, right? But $100 million in user funds and campaign contributions. How nice is it to just have, you know, billions and just being able to use it for campaign donations? But in this case, it wasn't his money. So that's the difference. That's why he went to jail, but he's still facing a plethora of other charges, like 14 or something like that in total. There's quite a lot. All right, outside of those things, today is pretty quiet market still. 1.17 trillion really has not moved. Bitcoin has not moved. 29.3, 29.4. I think it got as high as 29.6 today, but overall still steady. The calm before the storm. All right, so just think about it that way. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see. Scrolling down here. A lot of people talking about how Gensler might get replaced with Hester Pierce, aka Crypto Mom. A lot of people very happy about that. That's if it happens, though. Okay, only President Biden can kick out Gensler at this time, or Congress somehow votes to remove his position. But that was rumored. That would be very positive. That would be very, very positive because she has been a crypto advocate and she has called out the SEC many, many times for its reckless rulings or biased rulings. Kevin asks, should I sell ETH for SOL? Now, why would you ask that? Is there any reason for it? I personally would not. I don't know why you think you should. Don't know. I sold all my Pepe, biggest mistake of my life. Why did you sell it all then? You know, you could just keep a little bit just in case. Do you think XRP and BTC will see a retrace? And if so, I'm trying to DC or buy a large amount. I don't think either will retrace significantly from these levels. XRP has retraced. It's below 70 cents. It pumped up to 80 or 90 cents before. So it's still quite below 70 cents right now. So you see that retrace. And Bitcoin already retraced. It was at 29,000. But if you're talking about some massive retracement, right, unless this comes true, bond market, you know, crashes and everything crash, I don't think you're going to see a major retracement from these levels. In fact, I think we will, and I know I say this a lot, but I think we're going to see that next leg up soon enough. Is it true Polygon 2.0 will be infinite supply? If so, wouldn't that be bad? I haven't studied it, but there are many, Jacob. There are infinite supply. Does not make it automatically bad. Ethereum is infinite supply, but it's so deflationary, it's not moving up. There's, in fact, many crypto out there have infinite supply. It's not as scary as you think. Now, versus something that does have a set supply, there is an inherent advantage to that, right? Obviously, like Bitcoin. But there are many projects that do not have a set supply. Santa Rally is coming this year. Well, it very well could come early. Do I still hold Snack? No, I got rid of it. I realized that, all the new meme coins, none of them can hold. And I've warned people that. I've lost a lot of money thinking that anything outside of Pepe can somehow hold, but they cannot. They just can't build that community base, right? And I've spoken in depth with the Snack guys, and they really seem genuinely involved and want to support it and keep it going. And they're all Cardano guys. That's the beauty. That's the the beauty of the team is they're all hardcore Cardano guys, and they really just want to watch out and make Cardano better. But I mean, obviously, even with all that effort, they have not been able to hold the price for Snack. Rich, I appreciate that. I see you in here all the time, and I appreciate your support. Did Grayscale refile the sharing agreement, that surveillance agreement? I believe so. I believe so. I don't know 100%, but they do have Coinbase listed as a custodian. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we get something massive too. I would say unlikely, but still. Whenever these dates come around, there's a chance. It's like the lottery, right? If you don't buy a ticket, you have zero chance. If you buy a ticket, it's like 1 in like 300 million. But still, at least you have that small chance versus zero. Lee, I don't really have an opinion about either at this point. I don't know anything about the SLA, and Cadena, I don't know anything new at this point with them. Hopefully, I do believe they are attending Cypherpunk, and I'm still trying to work out the pricing for it. I had to talk with the team, trying to get that sorted out. But I think they're going to be there, and we'll see if there's anything new from the team. Watching from Amsterdam. BTC Amsterdam is coming up next month, right? But I was looking at the speakers. The list was not that impressive. I'm confused what regulation in Canada changed. Something changed big time. I don't know the specifics, but something changed that drove out Binance, and I think it drove out Kraken too. There was 2 major exchanges that was driven out, and Coinbase was not. Coinbase was very happy about it, but it's some kind of crypto framework, like what the U.S. is trying to come up with. Like Europe, they have that MiCA framework. Canada came out their own. Shy, there's always a chance tomorrow. Like I said, a chance, but it may be a very, very, very small chance. It was a good turnout tonight. A lot of people worried about Michael Burry's short on the market. That's a big short, but we just don't know the details of it, right? Like, what's the expired date? What's the strike price? Stuff like that. But that's 93% of his portfolio. I will be wrong with SNEC. Well, I'm not wrong. It hasn't done it. there is a chance it could come back up, right? But right now, nothing could hold. Nothing could hold. No meme coin could hold. So it's actually shockingly hard, if you think about it, for Pepe to do what it did and now still holding like 500 million. That's actually incredibly hard. If grandma asks best wallet for true self-custody, first of all, I would not recommend any true self-custody to grandma. I mean, I'm just going to be completely honest there. Okay. She's going to forget, or it's going to be too difficult to learn. I would say just download Trust Wallet and be done with it. That's it. Binance and KuCoin. Yeah, KuCoin was already out, I thought. I don't know if there's something else, but yeah. Damon, I already talked about connection between FedNow and Hedera, one of their micropayments dApps. I already talked about it this morning. You'll have to watch it. It's the truth. It's gonna be. It's the truth. What's the most lucrative ZK play? There's a lot. There's a lot that's using ZK. I mean, ZK Sync, but they don't have a token yet. But there are some projects on there, but I haven't heard much about them gaining momentum. Polygon is going that direction. Phantom is going that direction. There's a lot of projects. I mean, there's a lot of projects using that, trying to become an L2 for Ethereum. So I don't know which is the most promising. My pronouns are all George. That's hilarious. I had a dream today. I could not log into my wallet. I was asked if I was chipped or not. See, that sounds like the future of FedNow, or the future of a digital dollar, that you need to be chipped in order to verify who you are. Then you can access your wallet, your digital wallet, with your digital USD. That's what it sounds like. Let's probably go get there soon. What is your favorite meal you don't mind eating 2x a week? If I could, which I can't because I'm trying to, cut my weight and minimize carbs, but I don't know. I started really loving pizza. When I was younger, I did not crave pizza at all, but now that I'm older, I could eat pizza all day, every day. But again, I don't because that would be just a horrible idea from a diet perspective. But still, yeah, I love pizza. I love good burgers too. Am I still DCing? Yes, I'm buying. I'm still picking up stuff. I'm picking up stuff mostly these days, like newer projects that I'm involved with. Either I'm advising or just projects that I've picked up, through intros or something like that I think it's interesting. So I have been. My bread and butter in terms of like Bitcoin and my big L1s and stuff, I have not picked up recently because I just have a lot. So there's no need. Really. So I've been picking up more of the interesting smaller caps that I think have potential. All right, guys. So overall, is Michael Burry right? Only time will tell. But I mean, from what I see, I just find it very hard to believe that a massive crash is coming. I just don't see that. We could have more weakness, but for a massive, massive crash, I just don't see any cause for it. But you know what? He has been right before and wrong many times afterwards, but maybe he's right again. So we'll have to see. But for me, I think it doesn't matter what happens. The right call is to go with Bitcoin because nothing ever outperforms it over an extended period of time. 9.6 million% gain since 2011, and that number will keep going up. All right, so smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.